As the game approaches, the festivities continue. Tonight, it's the Chrysler CFL Outstanding Player Awards. With more on that, let's go to Darren Detishin in Hamilton.
Thanks very much, Gino, and welcome to Hamilton Place, the site of the 1996 Chrysler Player Awards. It's empty right now, but it will be filling up rapidly. At 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the award show will begin here on the Sports Network. The CFL gets an opportunity to celebrate itself this evening as they honor their very best. Let's take a look at the nominees from both the Eastern and Western divisions. Toronto Argonauts quarterback Doug Flutie has captured the Most Outstanding Player Award on 4 occasions and is back for a shot at his 5th. Flutie put up some pretty impressive numbers, including leading the league in passing yards with 5,720 and touchdown passes with 29.
It's flattering. I guess it would be more important to me if I didn't win it, then all of a sudden I'd have to deal with the criticism of people saying, oh, what's wrong? Why didn't you win? It's all that stuff. So that's kind of the position I've been in.
Opposing Flutie is Saskatchewan Roughriders running back Robert Mims. Mims is the CFL's 1996 rushing leader with just over 1,400 yards in 292 carries.
I can look back and say, I played well and I was able to accomplish some things that, makes me feel good. Hopefully, next year things will be a lot better for us.
Fullback Michael Souls of the Montreal Alouettes has earned his first nomination for the Most Outstanding Canadian honor. The Pointe Claire, Quebec native had 64 receptions for 340 yards and 8 touchdowns this season.
I mean, obviously 8 years in the league, and obviously I'm proud of the way that I've played, and to be recognized is obviously quite special.
Souls is up against linebacker Leroy Blue of the Edmonton Eskimos. Blue was 5th in the league in quarterback sacks with 11.
Well, it means a lot to me. When I started in the CFL 8 years ago, I set some personal goals for myself, and this was one of them.
Linebacker Tracy Gravely of the Montreal Alouettes had an outstanding year. He led the CFL with 110 tackles and was the lone Eastern unanimous selection for this award. Gravely will battle Edmonton Eskimos veteran Willie Pless for Most Outstanding Defensive Player honors. Pless was 3rd in the league with 96 tackles. He also had 8 quarterback sacks. Toronto Argonauts center Mike Kiselak is a finalist for the Most Outstanding Offensive Lineman category. Meanwhile, in the West, offensive guard Rocco Romano is a 3-time All-Star who's looking for his first Most Outstanding Offensive Lineman award after being a runner-up in 1994. And finally, wide receiver Joseph Rogers made quite an impact for the Ottawa Roughriders in his rookie season. He had 79 receptions for 1,253 yards and 8 touchdowns. Meanwhile, in the West, rookie Calvin Anderson was a versatile offensive weapon for the Stampeders. He was 2nd in the CFL with 14 touchdowns, 10 rushing, and 4 receiving. TSN football analyst Glenn Suter joins me now. We've looked at the nominees, and all are deserving winners, but ultimately they only hand out one award. Let's start with MVP.
Well, I think, Darren, for the most valuable player, even though Robert Mims had a great season, it's going to be Doug Flutie. And the reason being is that he was dropped into a team that wasn't very good in 1995, and here they are in the big show. I think this will be a walk for Doug Flutie.
Yeah, everybody's looking at Flutie for an unprecedented 5th MVP. What about the Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, that's interesting because that depends on who you ask. I talked to Pinball Clemens in the locker room 2 days ago about that, and he says, if he was voting, it might be Tracy Gravely because he matches up better against the Pinball Clemens. If you ask Michael Souls, who is a Canadian nominee tonight, he might say Willie Pless because he's good on the run. So that could be a toss-up.
What about Outstanding Canadian?
Well, I think with the Outstanding Canadian, you have to go with Leroy Blue. Not to take anything away from Michael Souls, but this is a defensive line that dominated all season. In fact, I thought one of their defensive linemen should have been up for Defensive Player of the Year this year. I think it's going to be Leroy Blue.
Looking good, partner. The award show comes up at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And coming up a little later on Sports Desk, we'll return to Ivor Wynne Stadium and take a look at what transpired between the Eskimos and the Argonauts this afternoon.